Um, Hi guys, it's great to be here. I'm Victor, and I can see a lot of folks are enthusiastic about this call. Yeah, it's nice to be here. It's nice to join you. Thank you so much once again for inviting me.
Okay. Thank you, Victor. Aditi.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Aditi. I'm also excited to be here and share my experience with the solution challenge and answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you so much, Aditi. Thank you so much, Victor. We are excited to have you here, and we love to jump straight into the business for the day. Before we go straight, I would just like to read some quick facts about the Google Solutions Challenge. The Google Solutions Challenge is an annual competition that invites teams of university students to create innovative solutions to real world problems. 2016, the Google team piloted the first Google Solutions Challenge, and since then, it has been an annual competition for university students around the world. Uh, okay, past winners have created solutions to issues related to healthcare, transportation, sustainability, poverty, and a whole lot. And it's so amazing that the Google Solutions Challenge is open to teams from all over the world. So amazing that the solution, so it's not limited to the US team and co. I think I saw Victor's team on the Google Solutions Challenge website as one of the few Nigeria teams on the global charts for the Solutions Challenge. And Aditi also is also she's also a global star. Our team created some nice solution for the Google Solutions Challenge. Okay, so we'll be starting with Aditi. We love to get to know more about your experience with the Google Solutions Challenge. And before you do that, I would love to read a little about Aditi. Uh, Aditi is a second year engineering student at the University of Waterloo, Canada. She competed in the 2022 Google Developers Solutions Challenge and won top three as a part of Team Blossom. We are excited to have you in our midst, Aditi, uh, to get a top ranking member of a team, top three in the whole world. Is something of joy to us, and we love to hear from your experience. So, you have the floor. Can you please share with us about the Google Solutions Challenge?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a short presentation, so I'll just share my screen. Okay, is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, very well.
Okay, so just to continue a little bit about me is that I'm a second year engineering student based in Waterloo, Canada. And last year, my team competed in the Google Solution Challenge, and our team name was Blossom. And what we created was an app that teaches young girls about menstrual information. So it's all about menstrual product education and providing a resource that helps young girls find more information about themselves as well as where to find products that they might need. So we created an app to do that. Um, So one thing I would definitely start off with saying is that the Google Solution Challenge is you can create an app or you can create anything else, but you're supposed to create some sort of solution to a problem that you and your team can decide on. And you have from January to March to do this. So one of the first things that I would recommend doing is setting a timeline. So choosing an idea soon and really fleshing out that idea in the first month and then finishing most of the product development and presentation in the next month and then leave the third month for the submission tasks because there's a couple of things to do before submitting your app, like answering some questions, creating a product demonstration video that you might need a little bit more time for. So to expand a little bit on choosing an idea and what that would entail for the solution challenge. So Google has 17 sustainable development goals that aim to end poverty, ensure prosperity, and protect the planet. And each project or each team that submits a project, they choose one of these sustainable development goals or potentially multiple sustainable development goals to solve in a sense. Um, and that will kind of influence the path of their project. So in this link that I have here, there's all the UN goals as well as sample projects for each goal to get a better idea of um, what types of products you can create. So these are the 17 goals. So essentially you can, for example, for us, we chose number 10, reduced inequalities. Oh, sorry, not number 10, number 4, quality education. And for quality education, what we aim to do with this is making sure that girls all around the world, regardless of how limited their resources may be, have access to quality education about topics that are important to their health. So, like that, when choosing an idea, you can go through these goals and figure out which kind of you're most interested and passionate about and brainstorm potential solutions to these broad goals with your team based off of that. So, some steps that I would describe to do that is to first narrow down the goals that you're passionate about and interested in, because the more passionate you are about a specific idea, maybe you have a personal connection or a personal experience that really resonated with you that makes you passionate about the goal, that way your passion will show through the product that you create and in your presentation. Then second, I would brainstorm potential products within these topics. So you might have multiple ideas and writing them all down so you can kind of take a step back and look at what you like best and what's the most feasible for your team. It's really helpful to do that. And then in step 3, I said flesh out the idea and make each idea as detailed as possible. So now that you have these potential solutions, by making it as detailed as possible, you know which one works best for your team specifically, as well as what's most interesting for your team. So, for instance, let's say you have 2 ideas. One of them is to create an app, and another one is to create a website or a web application. And you're really interested in creating that web application, but the people on your team, you have 2 people with experience creating apps, and you don't have many people experience with creating that web application. So based off the amount of time that you think your team has to actually dedicate to building the problem, it might be more feasible to go with one idea over the other based off of the features that you want to include in your final solution. So to talk about my experience and some lessons that my team learned and that we would recommend to new teams as they begin their journey as well, is to take your team skill set into consideration while brainstorming different ideas. So you don't all need to be developers, of course, but it's useful to have an idea where if you only have 1 or 2 developers and you have 1 or 2 product designers, it might be more difficult to do a really complicated uh, solution on the development side. So it might be more simple, but then you can put more effort into the presentation and the impact. So by choosing the right solution, you can make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew, and you can still make as good of a solution as you can. And then secondly, there's a lot of time between when the challenge opens and when it closes. So by setting a timeline and using your time wisely, you'll leave enough time to do those submission tasks at the end, where you have to answer a couple questions, create a video demonstration, and things like that. So in terms of actually developing those solutions, so some things that you keep in mind when you're trying to think of different topics is to first be unique. So you need to think about what makes your product different from existing products and what specific value your solution itself is giving to people. And by doing research on existing projects or products, that solve a similar problem, you can ensure that your solution provides something new. Another thing that I would suggest is to get user feedback. Ensure by constantly by constantly giving your product out to potential users or even your friends, get them to use your solution, get them to give feedback on your ideas and things like that. And by consistently getting that feedback, one, the solution challenge will like it because or the Google Developer Club will like it because they are seeing that you're not only considering the development side of things, you're also considering um, the user impact of your product, and also you will be able to get valuable insight into the work that you're doing and um, learn how to improve as you go on to develop your solution. And then finally, ensure that your solution is relevant to the problem at hand. And the problem at hand is one you're passionate about. Because as I mentioned earlier, the more passionate you are about the problem you're solving, the more that'll reflect in the effort that you put into the project, because it is really self-driven as well as in how you present. Some other tips that I would suggest to think about is that product demonstration is just as important as product software. So even if the development aspect of your project is really good, product demonstration also matters. So how you present and talk about your solution, when you talk about your design and development choices and the reasons for doing what you did, that's a really important part in showing that you've put thought into your solution and you're putting effort into making your solution as nuanced as possible. So focus on all aspects of the presentation, not only the development. And this also includes strong communication and presentation as well, to show that it's a really your project is really at a developed point and you're all taking it seriously in the sense that you've put effort into the presentation as well. So in terms of communication and presentation, one thing that um, could help is spending time on your responses to those questions, those submission tasks. Ensure that your intentions and product idea are communicated clearly and effectively. Have people who are not involved in the project read to see if they understand and to speak slowly and clearly whenever you're talking about your solution. And to talk a little bit about the benefits of participating in the Google Solution Challenge, if you don't already know, there's a lot of opportunities that it provides for students around the world. This year, if you get top 100, you get mentors for your project. And these are current employees at Google who will provide feedback to you about your solution, give you tips for the final presentation. You also will have a network of finalists and other project competitors that you could reach out to. And most importantly, in my opinion, you'll get the experience of building a project from the ground up, because you're not only building some sort of app that solves a problem that's already been defined for you, like you would do for the average hackathon. In this one, you're defining your own problem and you're selling everything. You're not only working on the development, you're also prioritizing the demonstration and how you talk about your project. There's also monetary prizes if you win top 10 and top 3, I believe, and you'll have the support to take the project even further if you did want to. So that's all I had for today, and you can reach me at my LinkedIn or at my email if you had any further questions or wanted any feedback. And other than that, does anyone have any questions for me?
Okay, thank you, Aditi. That was a very, very concise and well informed session. Thank you for the tips. Thank you for taking time to go through all the area communication development and finding a cross team of individuals that not just focus on developers alone. Okay, that was a very, very great session. Thank you, Aditi. Please, if you have any question, you can please drop them in the chat box. And Victor, okay, thank you so much, Aditi, for just sharing the link directly with us. Okay, so while we are gathering the questions, I would love Victor to also come up and tell us more about the Google Solutions Challenge. Victor, let me just read a quick bio about Victor. Okay, Olufemi Victor is a student at the Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria, where he studied electronics and electrical engineering at the undergraduate level. After over 2 years as a data scientist at wow, Pan sorry about that, Victor, an agri-tech startup where he helped build data-centric products for farmers in sub-Saharan Africa. Now focuses on building his own startup, spending most of his time in spaces centered around climate change, agriculture, and community building. He's currently ranked 16th out of 40,000 data scientists on Cindy Africa. Wow, wow! It's so great to have a data scientist among us and to speak to us about the solutions challenge. Okay, a quick one, Aditi. The link you shared, the I think it's not yet accessible. If you can check that again. Okay, it's not accessible. I think it's not accessible. Imam and Adibowale, I think you cannot access the link now. Okay, Victor, we welcome you to our midst. You can go ahead also. Please, if
Okay.
you have any question, you can drop them in the chat box so that once Victor is done, we can take all questions. Thank you.
Hi guys. Thanks once again for having me. And I mean, Aditya has done a wonderful presentation and has covered up, most of what is needed to prepare for the Google Solution Challenge, right? So I'll just do a quick, 5 minutes on my own experience. I did the Google Solution Challenge last year, and yeah, I was the only one from Nigeria on the leaderboard, right? That's from top 50. And for me, it was kind of an amazing experience. My first time as well on the Google Solution Challenge. And there are very like key um, points. I mean, that Aditi already mentioned, regards finding a good, skill set, that is diverse, talking about, involving domain experts and most importantly, like preparing early on for the competition, right? And I mean, I was really glad when someone at GDSC Unilorin reached out and said, "Oh, they have a meetup, right, for the Google Solution Challenge," and it really shows that I mean, a lot of participation will be coming from Nigeria this time around, and yeah, hopefully we have yeah, Nigerians among the winners as well. Yeah, so I'm a data scientist myself, and during my own preparation for the Google Social Challenge, I worked with fellow data scientists, specifically one person, and I wouldn't talk much about our solution basically, but I would say one of the key things that you would probably want to look out for is finding a kind of diverse team, right? So that you have someone that probably, of course, depending on your solution, you have someone that probably knows how to deploy solutions you're building, someone that has skill set regards domain expertise, someone that has if it's a data science based solution you are trying to build, right? Someone that has knowledge about that aspect as well, so that you can build a full-fledged solution. And of course, there will be. I would say the time is really short because I don't want to say the time is not right, because there's always schoolwork. I mean, school activities are always overwhelming, right? Especially if there are exams or tests, right? Um, I'm sure a lot of folks here can relate to being in a Nigerian school, right? So, I mean, you would need that time, so you would need to start early on, form your team fast, right? I can't remember specifically now. I think it's a maximum of five, right? If I'm correct, right? So you need to, form your team fast and start brainstorming about the challenge, right? And of course, the SDG challenge is, I mean, there are about 17 SDGs, right? And Aditya has also rightly mentioned that, it gives you a kind of span to choose whatever you want to build, right? Whatever you want to build. And, coming down to what you are going to be building, I would mention some things I think, I'll put out what I think there. You might really want to pay attention to, right? Of course, it might not be compulsory, but I think it is compulsory, or it's a good help, right, while building your solution. One of them would be to try as much as possible to use Google tools, right? I mean, if you have, not compulsory anyway, but I mean, it's really a good idea. So if you have an opportunity to use PyTorch or TensorFlow, just try to skill towards TensorFlow a bit. If you have opportunity to use, for instance, Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, just try to use Google Sheets, right? So, I mean, try to, utilize as much Google tools as possible, to build your solution. And of course, there are also, for those that use GCP, yeah, that's, the Google Cloud Platform, right? There will also be credits.
Hi, Victor. Please, can someone still hear him?
I don't know if you can you hear me now? I think uh,
Okay,
I
yes,
got
you are fully
disconnected.
back. Thank you very
Oh,
much. You are back.
all right. So I don't know where I dropped off. I don't know where you had lost.
Oh, yeah, I think we can GCP and the free
Oh,
credit that comes with GCP.
oh yeah, yeah, great, great. So yes, so there will be, of course, to build your solution, there will be credits given by, the Google solution challenge team, right, for you to build your solution, right? So yeah, so I mean, I won't take much time anymore. I'll just, say, try to start early, try to form a diverse team, you know, try to, give as much time as possible to brainstorm, and of course, also very importantly, some folks might be looking to build a very, very, very complex and complicated stuff, right? And I would admonish you to, go and check the solutions. I mean, people's solutions on there's the Google Solution Challenge page where you can see past winners, right? And people that ranked, the leaderboard, right? And yeah, you can, watch. Aditi was, one of the top three as well. So you can, check out our solution. And I mean, what I want you to check out from it is the simplicity of these solutions, right? So you're not looking to build something really complex, of trying to build $1 million startup, right? You actually want to build something that makes an impact, right? That is, something that is useful. I mean, that's just, the basis of it, that is actually useful and would greatly drive, one of the SDGs, or, several of the SDGs you are looking at solving, right? So, try to think simple, try to, solve problems. And if you are looking to change the world as well, yeah, try to change the world. So I would just stop there and come back to the GDSC lead.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Victor. That was also a very short and concise, informative session. Okay. I don't know if you can see my screen. That's the previous win. Let's just take it from where Victor stopped. This is the page for the previous winners. And I think that's the same blue zone that Aditi represented. I just shared the link in the chat box for anyone that wants to check out their solutions and other top solutions to get an insight into how into the simplicity of those projects and how uncomplex those projects are. Okay, so please again, if you have any question, you can please drop them in the chat box and I will read it out. Okay, I think we have some questions already. So we start with Aditi. Aditi, I don't know if you can hear me well.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the first question I have is, can we have multiple teams from our community?
Yes, so I think you can have multiple teams even from one university. There's no limit to how many can submit solutions. You just do need to be a part of your university's GDSC chapter.
Okay, thank you so much for that. From that, I think I got the information there that the basic requirement is to be a student and to be a member of your local GDSC, if that's right. Thank you so much for that. I don't know who wants to take this question up, asked by Victor, either Aditi or Victor himself. How do solution challenge uh, make it I don't know how to frame this
Okay.
question well. How do solutions challenge make it accessible to people with disabilities?
Okay. Well, so I mean, you are working in a team, right?
Okay,
And I mean, it means there is a diversity, right? Of course, that's also very
very well.
important thing, right? Diversity of skill sets, gender. I mean, and what I would say is, of course, anyone who is has a disability and is not technical, because I mean those are two specific that keywords that are in that question, right? Visually impaired, for instance, and not technical, right? Of course, if you have a non-technical person, should probably be a domain expert, right, in the solution you are trying to build, right? It has something to contribute, right? It might be ideas, it might be testing, it might be probably you are even building a solution for that person's disability, right? I mean, so you guys are working together and it's a teamwork, right? So these are some of the things I believe you can leverage as a person who is, probably has a disability and not technical, and you would still like to, participate in the solution challenge.
Okay, I think I got that. Most important is that to get a cross-functional team, if that's right, to help fill in the loopholes that you might think arise from there.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Aditi, I would like to ask. I would like to ask you this question specifically. How did you use the resources provided by Google to create your solution?
Yeah, for sure. And just to add on to what Victor mentioned, not all your team members need to be technical. Even our team, we had one non-technical person, but what they focused on was like putting together our answers for the solution. In terms of managing the work, they helped with that, and also for the user interface, for the UI, and those more uh, product-based choices, you're still able to contribute a lot there. So you definitely don't all need to be developers. And yeah, so to answer the question of how did you use the resources provided by Google to create your solution? So we used a lot of Google APIs and different Google platforms. We used Flutter to create the app. We used the Google Maps API as a part of our application. We used Firebase as a part of our application. So different things like that was how we incorporated Google resources, and then we used those features to inform different um, development choices for parts of our app. So, for instance, the Google Maps API we used to create a feature which allows our users to search for menstrual products within their area specifically, and then we added some customization so they could search based off of product type or say search based off of the best doctor's office or search based off of a pharmacy, things like that. And then for Firebase, we use that for data information and storage and managing the back end. Um, so yeah, hopefully that helps.
Oh, very well, very well. Thank you so much, Aditi. I think I know Google will be very pleased when you register for Solutions Challenge and use their inbuilt solutions already, or you leverage on existing technologies built by Google itself. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Victor, you are from Nigeria. You are from a Nigerian university. Uh, you know more about the situation on ground. So, what kind of challenge did you face while developing your solution in this part of the world, Victor?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, for me, I would say, of course, I mean, it depends on how you are with school, right? I mean, so school is alone, it's I mean, it's a lot of work, right? And I said earlier, the time is not so much because if you're always looking at the time as, oh, it's you have about a month plus to prepare, etc., etc., right? You might not really go far. And sometimes working in groups sometimes look like, oh, one person is the one doing almost all the work, right? Sometimes it just happens like that, especially in group projects in school. Right. So one of the things I would say were challenging for me is, just trying to find time, right? Because I am in my final year, and I mean, there's a whole lot, going on for me. So finding time to, work on the project and to brainstorm with my teammates was a bit of a challenge, right? And of course, because the challenge is in phases as well. There is the stage one, where top 50 is chosen, and the subsequent stages, top 10, then top three, right? And I believe during that top 50 down to that time of choosing top 10, that was when we went on strike, right? The whole 8 month strike stuff. So there was a lot of time to work, right? But I mean, working remotely at times, with your teammates might not be as much efficient as seeing yourselves in school, and doing stuff together. So yeah, I'll just say those are some of the two challenges I faced, and I think the last one would be probably skill sets. Yeah, because myself and my partner, we are both data scientists. So yeah, there was that kind of skills gap there, right? So that's something you might probably want to watch out for.
Okay, thank you, Victor. Thank you, Aditi, for answering our questions so far. Okay, Aditi, can an individual be on more than one team?
I don't think so, no. You can have more than one individual on a team, but you can't submit as a part of multiple teams. At least I don't think so.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, okay, thank you so much for that. So I think we don't have any other questions. Please, if you have any other question, in the next 2 minutes, I will be looking at the chat box to confirm if you have any other question that you want us to take a look at. In the meantime, the solutions challenge for 2023 is open. You can, okay, let me just share the tab. If you can see my tab, please just drop a comment in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so this year, the solutions challenge link is up. You can head over to the developers.google.com slash community slash GDSC solutions challenge, and to register for the general info section and to get a lot more introduction from Google itself. The kickoff event is on January 18, 2023. So you can please head over to register here and get a lot more information about the solution challenge. Uh, okay. I doubt if you have any other question for the day. I don't know if our lead is here to uh, give us a few words before we end the meeting for the day. Uh, Abdulaziz.
Let's see if they still have some questions before I go.
Good evening, Azus. Oh. I think I got that. I think I got that. I doubt if we are going to have any other question for the day. A special appreciation to Victor and to Aditi for showing up and taking their time to speak expressly about the GDSC solutions challenge. I think the link Aditi shared earlier is accessible now. So we also be sharing through our various channel. Uh, and again, if you are joining this call today and you've not yet registered to be a member of your local GDSA, we encourage you to register. I think the lead will be dropping some information in the income messages for us now for you to be able to register as a member of the local GDSC and also join our social media platforms so that you can get more information about GDSC in Unilorin. Every Friday we have a Twitter space going on, and we love you to also turn up and keep a check on our Twitter page for our weekly Twitter spaces covering a wide area of talks about technology, emerging technologies, finding your feet in technology, and in a whole lot of spaces. We have our physical workshop coming up for January 21st. It will be our first physical event for this academic session and for this year generally. I'll be happy to host you for our physical workshop. More information will follow. More information will follow in subsequent days in through our various social media platform. We just dropped our LinkedIn, our Twitter, our Instagram account profile. You can please click on it and to follow up on more information. So, why there is no other question, we thank everyone for turning up and showing up today. A special appreciation to Aditi and Victor for taking their time to speak expressly about the Google Solutions Challenge. It's an honor having the best of the best in our midst to speak to us about the Solutions Challenge. Thank you so much for joining us and for tuning in today. Uh, I do wish everyone from all over the world a good afternoon. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye, everyone.